Hello and happy about to be 2026. I hope that everyone is having honestly such a beautiful holiday. I hope that everyone is soaking in the break. I hope that if you are spending time with family, that you are really feeling the gratitude of being with the ones that you love. And I hope that you are spending time with, if you're spending time with yourself, that you are also honoring your heart and your soul and your desires, that you are feeling what is coming up for you, whether it's loneliness, whether it's gratitude, whether it's comfort, whether it's acceptance, whether it's a desire, whether it's a plan or a projection for what you're hoping for 2026. I hope that you are honoring what is coming up for you and recognizing it as direction and guidance and a call, not something to make you feel bad or make you feel upset, but something to elicit something inside of you that is going to call you towards what it is that you want, because 2026 is a year of just that, a year of receiving, a year of answering the call, a year of moving towards everything that we want and we desire for ourselves, and a year of really believing that we can have it. And so I hope that wherever you are in your day, wherever this finds you, I hope that you can take a pause, a moment to recognize what that call is. What is your heart telling you that you are missing or that you're wanting the most? What is your heart saying to you, speaking to you? If I've been checking on my heart right now, all my heart wants is peace, honestly. And I'm like, okay, what does that look like? What does that mean? I'll spend more time with that, but that is something that my heart is really wanting is peace. I'm kind of seeing like two hands, like holding it like this. So for you, whether you spent time with people or whether you spent time with yourself, really honoring what it is that was coming up for you. Was it gratitude? Was it desire? Was it loneliness? Was it yearning? Was it longing? Was it sadness? And whatever is rising up for you is something that is wanting your attention, your connection, wanting you to listen to it and receive from it. And so, with that being said, because this year is such a year of healing, such a year of hope and really unfolding, I just see like bright lights like shining, when I think about this year, because it really is an absolutely beautiful year for stepping into the light and coming out of the darkness. So, whatever that means for you, whatever the light feels like, looks like for you, for me, I know exactly what it looks like, and if you know what stepping into the light looks like for you, write that down, jot that down, really get clear. You can even make a vision board out of like what it means for you to step into the light, because that is what this year is about. Whew. And so, to support you in that, in stepping into the light, in healing and releasing and receiving and becoming and embodying, in supporting you with that, I have a few offers, but I have two specific ones that are coming up that are new. I have Become Your Own Healer, which is a 12-week group healing program where we meet once a week for 12 weeks, including a day where we are learning Reiki level 1 in person together, because then we are going to take the energy of Reiki and we're going to use it to heal ourselves throughout those 11 weeks following that. And over that 12 weeks together, you are going to learn everything that you need to know to become your own healer. And you are also going to be able to literally practice healing on yourself, practice reading energy, practice understanding the chakras and the anatomy, practice understanding what your blocks are, mental, emotional, physical, and how to release them, how to understand how they're impacting you, what the root cause is, and how to heal them so that you can see the healing in your body and you can experience the healing in your life. You are going to learn in such a practical way how to become your own healer. The first 4 weeks, we're going to learn how to work with energy. So we are literally going to be healing energetically through the chakras for the first 4 weeks together with our Reiki energy. The Reiki is just life force energy. So we're just channeling the energy of life to heal ourselves. Okay. In the Second week, second phase, we are going to be doing embodiment. So we're going to be doing somatic, emotional processing, understanding our emotions, and more physical type of healing. We're going to be doing yoga, moving our bodies. We're going to be doing breath work to use energy to move emotion through our bodies. We're going to feel and heal and process as we release emotion and receive the wisdom of our bodies, reclaiming our power, reclaiming our truth, reclaiming anything that is being blocked out by the unprocessed emotions or unprocessed emotional wounds. This is going to be the embodiment phase where you feel yourself present, landed in your body, in your power, in your strength, in your voice, able to access the energy flowing through your body, not just spending so much time in the mind, comfortable descending down deeper into the body, descending down deeper into your truth, receiving and listening to the wisdom of your body and applying it to your life. Okay. Here you're going to feel more of your essence, whether that's sensual, whether that's strong, whether that's spicy, whether that's honest, whether that's serious. You're going to be able to feel more of your true essence as you move into your embodiment. Next phase is the integration. So this is where we come into the mind. This is where we understand the subconscious and the conscious mind. We learn how to choose thoughts instead of thinking about thought, instead of listening to thoughts. We learn how to direct our focus. We learn how to discern between what is fear and what is truth, what is doubt and what is truth. We learn how to heal our thoughts. We learn how our emotions and our thoughts are connected. We learn how to stay conscious and not slip into unconscious listening of old thoughts and patterns. We learn how to make decisions from desire and not from fear, which is huge because most of us are making fear based decisions and calling it logic and realistic and blah, 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 blah. No, we're learning how to discern when we are making decisions from fear and making decisions from faith or from desire, because it's a very important thing, because the decisions we make are the steps that we take towards or away from what we want. This is a really important thing to be able to master your mind, because at the end of the day, we are more in our heads, even as embodied as we are, our mind is still going to speak to us. It's still important. It still holds the vision. It still guides us towards, it still is our third eye. And the thing that we are seeing of what we're moving towards is happening in our minds. And so we have to be able to trust what's there. We have to be able to trust ourselves to choose what is there and to follow in the direction of it. The mind is also an antenna, so we want to be able to receive insights. We want to be able to receive downloads. We want to be able to receive ahas and higher learning and knowledge and all of those things from the conscious, from the, aha, oh, that made sense, or aha, or like we want to be able to see. I know it sounds kind of crazy. I'm like getting so excited. We want to be able to see um back to us in our environment the things that line up with what we want. We want to be able to see possibility and love and expansion and people and places and things that are aligned with what we want. This is the integration phase. This is the thought process. This is how we learn to master our minds. And then we put all that together and we're healing along the way. We're doing hypnosis, we're doing Reiki, we're doing breath work, we're doing tapping, we're doing meditation, we're doing channeling, we're doing parts work, we're doing somatic work, we're doing all of the things along the way to heal and to feel and to release and to receive and to reclaim all of the things that we want to be reclaiming and all the things that we want to be letting go. At the end of this process, you are going to feel so confident to be able to be with yourself and move through your life, consciously choosing the things that you want and consciously releasing the things that you don't, consciously showing up as yourself, as your confident, brave, sexy, sensual, free self, as a loving self, as a true self. You are going to be shifted so much. People around you are going to be like, wow, like you're lit up, you're like a light, like you're so free, you're so loving, you're so open hearted, and it's going to be really clear, feeling like people are going to reflect back to you and that you're going to feel in your own essence as well. And I'm super excited about this program. There's more details in the email below. I also will be teaching, we're also doing a yoga book club. The book club is yoga and a book, and we are going to be reading A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson, again because love is such a powerful healer, and the more that we uh, bring love into our lives, knowing that We don't have to wait for someone to love to have love, that we are actually love itself. This is a freaking game changer because love is such a powerful healer. When we let the essence, the energy of love be in us without requiring something else in order for it to be there, it's a game changer. And yes, obviously we want to love people and places and things. And as we let love be a part of ourselves, that happens so much more. We have so much capacity to love so many people, so many places, so many things. So it's not this thing that you just keep to yourself, but when it starts from you, it can flow out so much easier when we're not waiting on somebody or something to bring it to us, if that makes sense. So a return to love is going to be around that, around returning to the love that we are. And we're going to use yoga to really integrate those messages and those teachings and feel our bodies and our essence as we move through the integration of returning to love. Again, those details are going to be below. I am doing way more in-person healing in my healing space here. It's also where yoga happens. There's 8 spots total for yoga, including myself, so 7. And the space holds 8 really nicely. And I'm doing in-person sessions a lot more, which I'm loving. I can be in tune. We can basically do anything, get on the Reiki table. I can have you talking through Reiki. We can do hypnosis. I can do one-on-one yoga, opening you up as we're talking, as we're moving, as we're releasing. And the in-person sessions have become one of my favorite things to do. We have cacao, we have tea, we do some lymphatic on the face, on the body, and it just becomes a really beautiful um, time as we can kind of move in intuitively with what needs to happen. And I'm right there holding space with you, which I really enjoy. So in-person sessions are something I'm doing a lot more of. Also virtual sessions obviously are still here. They're convenient, they're powerful. They hold a lot of the same power. So I'm obsessed with this virtual space as well. What else? I have the 90-minute healing session, which is a little bit longer. We do a cacao like moment beforehand. We do a Reiki or a lymphatic, and those are 90 minutes, so it's a little bit of a longer session. We have hypnosis sessions, we have Reiki sessions, we have Reiki lymphatic, and we have hypnotherapy. All of those are still available as well, individually as a specific thing. And then we kind of weave them in and out as we're working together throughout. And if you're in Become Your Own Healer, you're going to experience all of that stuff as well. So I think that is it. I'm super excited for this year. I was saying earlier that this year feels like a year where there was this uprising of therapists and healers and coaches, and I was like, so interesting. And now I see why, because there's going to be a shifting of people who are ready to access healing. And so they had to, like, I don't know who they is, the world, I guess, had to like prep a lot of us to be ready to receive the people who were going to be like, I'm done with this, because I was kind of talking the other day with my ex-husband about this, around that, like, back in the day, everyone kind of had the same beliefs around, you stay married for the kids, and like, you, till death do us part. Like, even if you're unhappy, like, happiness isn't the priority, and like, even if you hate your job, you still gotta work it. And there was so much more limitation to our thoughts and our choices. And now we're really seeing people shifting out of that and like leaving their marriages to, like, be happy on their own, and then leaving their jobs to like open their own businesses, and falling in love in like unconventional ways, and raising their kids in unconventional ways. And like, they're unconventional now, but they're going to be just, you know, um, the natural way of living, because it's going to be we're going to be moving into more of a heart-led way of life, and then a mind, belief way of life. And so if we're going into a heart-led way of life, then we have to really be able to listen to, trust, believe in, and follow our hearts. And then you're going to see people who are, and as someone who is maybe not doing that, you're going to really notice like the difference between your life and someone else's life, where you're like, that person's following their heart, and I am just here afraid or not believing what's possible for me, etc. And so because there's going to be more people like that kind of demonstrating what that looks like, there's going to be more people wanting to heal to also be having that experience. And so this is what we're shifting to, a more heart-led living. And so you will be called in that direction. Things that are coming from, status or external validation or what you think you should do or like the status quo or, looking good to other people or whatever, that kind of lifestyle is going to be very unfulfilling. And there's going to be such a small group of people living it as we move forward that it's going to be something that becomes so obviously unbearable to accept misery or accept less than what you actually are wanting. Sometimes I can say things like misery, but maybe people are not feeling like they are miserable. But I would say there is underneath a lot of people who are living lives that they wouldn't choose. There is a lot of misery that is being um, ignored. So, yeah, being ignored and hidden under beliefs about that's all that's possible. This is realistic. That's not realistic. Other people this, other people that. It's like underneath all of that really is like feelings of powerlessness, feelings of being unhappy, feelings of misery, um, feelings of wanting more, but thinking that's just like a dream. It's not like a real thing. And so I guarantee you we're going to be moving into a time more people are going to be following their hearts and living heart-led lives, and that will be the thing that guides everybody sort of out of this mental state of just resolve the mind, basically, like, do things that don't make you think, I don't know, do things that just kind of numb you out, and like that's kind of just like resolving the mind. The mind doesn't want to be uncomfortable. And so if we just do things that are not uncomfortable, like that the mind's satisfied. But the heart wants us to pull through. It wants us to Phew. Bless me. It wants us to dream big, expand. It wants us to express. It wants us to love. It wants us to be quirky and unique. And it wants us to be authentic. And it wants us to be expressive. The heart wants us to be open. If we listen to the mind and we follow what's in the mind, not the mind as the mind is meant to be, but what currently is in the mind, and we just focus um, on satisfying the mind, the ego, then our life becomes very small because the ego just wants to stay in this little like comfortable shell. But the heart wants to grow, expand, um, express, experience itself, experience love in itself and in another. And it wants to dare, it wants to dream, it wants to envision. So as we move into a more heart-led time, there we will see people who are working with healers and therapists a lot more, healing themselves a lot more, stepping into that unique, authentic experience of themselves. And I think it's going to be a really, really, really beautiful thing. It can't not be like more heart-based, heart-led, healed, loving, authentically expressed humans is like the world just is going to become like this like colorful garden of like all sorts of flowers. Um, yeah. So that's enough of my ranting. It's a 20-minute video for your email. So hopefully you get through this video. And I would love, love, love to see you in one of the programs, Become Your Own Healer, any of the healing offers that I have. I do have a 3-month healing immersion, which is one-on-one, and we just focus on healing specific things within yourself. This work is really for you if you are like, I want a heart-led life. Like, I don't want to hold on to any beliefs that are misaligned with what I actually want for myself. Like, I don't want, if I have a belief that is misaligned with what I actually want for my heart, then I'm willing to let that go. Like that is period, the end. And so, yeah, that's it. Hope everyone has a great day, a great year, a great rest of your holiday. I will be also putting in the email a couple reflection questions just for your 2025 to 2026. And if you got through this 20-minute video, then I hope I see you in one of my programs because that means you're interested and you listen and you pay attention and you're ready to live a heart-led life. So I'm sending you so much love. Happy 2026 and enjoy your day.